Hello, YouTube. This is your boy, the Dragon Superfan, and with me today is a very good friend of mine. I met him on DeviantArt, and he's been a follower of my channel, and I thought we'd sit down and have a conversation. So, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
What's up, guys? This is on my YouTube channel, Sonic Fans Unite. But most people, if you're on my DeviantArt, you can just call me Baseman35.
And so we're
Yeah.
just going to talk Sonic today, because
All
as
right.
most of my viewers are aware, this is the 25th anniversary. 25th, right? 25th anniversary of Sonic.
Yeah. Yeah. The 25th anniversary, actually.
I lost count. And I call
Oh
myself a
no.
Sonic fan. So,
Don't worry, you're fine.
25th anniversary Sonic. We are darn sick and tired of lackluster games that, for the most part, I haven't really enjoyed all that much. Colors was okay. I loved Colors. Uh,
Colors was awesome. It really was.
oh yeah, and you could even make a strong case for Sonic Lost World, and the story had potential. And
Ah. Hey.
some people enjoy Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric, but obviously some people didn't. Most people, I should say.
Most people don't enjoy it because of the glitches. Like I've heard so many problems about the glitches on there. It's unbelievable, dude.
Oh yeah, it's clearly an unfinished game. I haven't been able to play it because when it first came out, I was in combat training, and by the time I got home, the reviews were in, and there was just no reason to get a hold of it. So I just couldn't follow up on the hype that I've been building up for so long.
Yeah,
I have to
I understand.
apologize for that. However, we're moving forward, and since this is a new year for Sonic, we're gonna have to see what comes next.
True, true. And honestly, I'm really psyched for the Sonic the Hedgehog movie because
Yeah,
I'm like really pumped because, well, first off, they said it's going to be a mixture of live action and animation, which is
that
going to
makes
be,
me nervous, to be honest.
I don't know. I think it'd be a new opening for Sonic.
This
I don't
formula
know.
started with Masters of the Universe classics, or not classics, but there's a movie called Masters of the Universe, and it's with the guy that played the big Russian in Rocky Four, and that was the first attempt. I think I could be wrong about this. The first attempt at bringing a cartoon show into live action. It was either that or Turtles, and
Yeah.
they did this formula where the main characters of the cartoon would teleport to the real world. Whether or not it was executed poorly is up for debate, but in my personal opinion, and kind of going off what the nostalgia critic has said, it's not very good.
Well,
Same with
true.
Smurfs. Same with Howard the Duck. And this is gonna be something we're gonna have to wait and see because I'm not feeling it right now. I hope they do this. I hope they do this
Well,
justice.
sadly to say though, the movie will determine if I will be in the. Well, actually, it probably won't determine if I'll be in the fandom, but I mean, I don't know, because
Well, uh, you're talking to the Dragon Superfan, and way back in 2006, um, that very game that came out that year was the one that brought me out of the fandom, and so I wasn't a fan for a long time.
I understand, man. And recently, Sonic Boom, I was actually really psyched for the TV show when it was like starting to come out. I've seen many teasers of it and such, and I thought it was gonna be a full storyline of Sonic Boom,
Like
and
continuous.
I, yeah, and I thought it was gonna be like an actual story to
Mhm.
it, not just misadventures.
Like every
And
misadventures. Let's not talk about misadventures. Uh, everything resets. Everything resets at the beginning of each episode. But I think either way, it's shockingly good, at least compared to everything else on Cartoon Network. I haven't enjoyed
well,
regular show or Adventure Time all that much recently. Sonic Boom uh, is pretty passable as a cartoon. Not gonna lie.
true. And I will say it's entertaining. It really is.
Oh yeah, yeah. And
I
the
mean,
fact that they brought the cast from the games into it is something that we have to appreciate. I mean, they could have just got a bunch of guys who sound nothing like Sonic, Tails, Eggman, and they could have just ruined everything. But it could be so much worse, you know?
right? And oh, speaking of that, I've actually uh in the live action film, I actually heard that they're actually doing the actual game cast. See, Roger, Colleen. I don't know the other dudes, but I
I,
only know two of the new cast.
I guess it all depends because with each iteration of Sonic, they have to keep re-auditioning. I don't know if Roger's under contract. I think he is, but Mike Pollock he has to keep re-auditioning for the role of Eggman, which is great. It means that we that each time we get a new game, there'll be a chance that we'll get a new voice actor, and it'll be an opportunity for us to enjoy a completely different flavor of Sonic. Like someone you'd never think would be Sonic could be Sonic next.
Right, and see, Roger's been doing his thing since 2010, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. So my
Yeah,
voice impression is incredibly outdated. So now I got to come up with a new impression because the next Sonic is
done.
gonna kill it.
For sure, man. Seriously.
Unless one of the 10 voice impressionists on YouTube um, makes it into Sega somehow. I, and I'll congratulate that person, okay? Just because I play Sonic on YouTube doesn't mean that I have any ambitions to be the real thing.
Right,
However,
right.
if the opportunity comes along, I will compete fiercely for it. So,
I
step it
understand.
up.
Yes.
But
I,
yeah, looking forward
and
to the Sony movie, and if we're lucky, we might get Roger back for it.
honestly, I kind of wish they would bring Jason Griffith back from the Sonic X anime. I don't know why I liked that voice actor so much, but
See, I don't know
he
what his situation is. I know that Mr. Drummond can't come back because he has to leave his union in order to work for Sonic Team, I guess.
right.
I haven't looked into it, but Griffith, I don't know what the deal is. I guess if he wanted to, he could come back and re-audition.
And I understand, but whenever he did Sonic and the Secret Rings,
Uh-huh.
he actually did his more natural voice for Sonic instead of making Sonic sound like a complete nerd.
Or he had a voice like this.
I understand.
Good
I
times.
understand completely.
His
And
performance in Unleashed was probably my favorite.
yes, in Unleashed was probably his most natural voice role of Sonic he's ever played, and I will give him dabs for that. I don't know, something in the anime just made him seem dorky in a way. I'm talking about at the beginning of Sonic X.
Hmm. Well, you have to understand that at the time when 4Kids decided that they wanted to use their own actors, the voice director decided that everybody on the cast should do impressions of the last people that did the Sonic games, and so
Ah,
you had Griffith imitating Ryan Drummond. Mr. Pollock was imitating Dean Bristow, God rest his soul, but they were all doing impressions, and so they
oh,
sounded a certain way.
what do you mean, God rest his soul? The old actor died.
Oh, well, yes, of course.
Oh man, jeez, I didn't know that.
That's why he can't come back, and that's why Mike Pollock is the definitive Eggman. We love him. I hope he
Oh
doesn't leave us.
yes, Mike Pollock is Eggman.
Yeah.
I mean, his voice naturally seems like Eggman. I mean,
Although,
if he was,
although I do have a soft spot for Jim Cummings, who did it in the Sat AM cartoon. He sounded so evil. Yeah, 4Kids actors, all doing impressions.
yeah,
This is why everyone on YouTube does impressions, and
yes,
that's not what you should do. I I tend to gravitate more towards the Drummond style of Sonic, but the truth is, and um, voice actors will tell you this, that it's not about how well you can sound like another person. It's about how good you sound like in the role. That's
yes,
why when
and
Roger became Sonic, he was a completely different Sonic because they liked him.
I understand he was actually a really really good Roger is, and I'm not saying he's a bad Sonic, but he's pretty awesome.
Well, we don't want to call any voice actor bad, because I got a
He's not
pretty big
he's not
subscriber
bad.
base, and anything that I say can and will be used against me. So let's be careful now. Roger,
We
you're
will.
awesome. Don't dislike this video.
Please don't. You're awesome. Don't leave us.
So we got
Yeah.
Smash costumes recently for the Mii's, and
Oh,
they're a little
cool.
disappointing because it's not a real Tails and it's not a real Knuckles. It's just costumes for Mii's.
Mm, awesome.
Yeah, but the first thing I thought of when I saw those is the weird cosplayers I would see, and it made me laugh. I'm sorry. I just can't take the they're cool, but it just reminds
Yeah.
me of certain cringy cosplayers that you would see at cons that you just want to get away from. However, if you model the face correctly, it'll look all right. I can definitely see Tails as a gunner type, and Knuckles is certainly the power type.
Yeah. That's that does seem awesome to cosplay. Fortunately, I have never cosplayed before, but seems pretty cool.
I do cosplay, but I cosplay as characters that suit me.
Like Superman.
If I was gonna do Sonic, I wouldn't paint my face. If I was gonna be Sonic as a cosplay, then I would probably buy a full mascot costume, or I would just dress as a human version of Sonic. That seems to be the way to do it without offending anybody.
Yeah, just like in that man, that reminds me of this fan film I saw on YouTube. I saw this fan film. It was where Sonic and Shadow came out of the TV and transformed these two dudes into the human versions of Sonic and Shadow.
Well, that's
I
cool.
don't know
I'll
when
have to
the fan
check this out.
you should. I don't know when the fan film was made, but it was. I'm guessing somewhere around 2015, probably. I don't know.
Which
But it seems
reminds
pretty
me,
cool.
Sonic fan films are a whole subject on its own, and we have got to get into Sonic fan films at some point. Just talk about the best, talk about the worst, and make fun of a few people here and there.
And another thing, Sonic fan fictions.
Sweet, dude, I would love to read Sonic fan fictions at some point, and just make that a whole section of my channel. That would be
Yes,
amazing.
right. And I've actually done a couple of fan fictions myself.
Oh yeah.
I've written one with some of my human Sonic characters, and you guys can find this on my channel or my DeviantArt page, baseman35.deviantart.com.
Put the link in the description.
You need to, yes.
That's gonna have to be a topic for another day. This was
Right.
a great test record. I haven't done a podcast style thing in a long time, but I'm hoping to do more.
That'd be
More
awesome,
to
dude.
talk about, that's for sure.
Okay, so like I said, guys, this is Sonic Fans Unite. Um, my channel name for my DeviantArt is Baseman35. You guys want to go watch me or something like that? Go on there right now.
All right, cool. And this is your boy, the Dragon Superfan.
Okay,
You don't stop playing because you grow old. You grow old because you stop playing. So play on.
play on.